Now, this is your top story. Protect the public against abuse in the name of religion. This is the plea from the Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs Minister, Zweli Mkhize, to the CRL Rights Commission. Mkhize made the plea after that video that we're all talking about, of a pastor claiming to have raised a man from the dead went viral on social media. That pastor has not been referred to the Commission, but now we speak to Mkhize. She's the chairperson for the Promotion and Protection of Cultural and Religious Rights. She joins us now via our Skype line. Toko, thanks very much for joining us this morning. What's your immediate reaction when you saw this video unfolding on social media?
My personal immediate reaction was that it can't get worse than this. We need answers. And I say it's very profound that as we sit with this National Consultative Conference this week that is supposed to take resolutions in terms of how do we take the nation forward on this religious crisis we're faced with. I think we've reached a stage where we can say religion, especially Christianity, is in a state of crisis in South Africa, and we need urgent answers. And I'm hoping the 6th Parliament will table this as one of its first issues that need tackling.
Toko, I mean, the thing about it is that people, believers themselves, people around the country are so desperate to believe. They are desperate for perhaps a miracle in their own lives. I mean, in that video, we saw thousands of people cheering as this man supposedly rose from the dead. This is what is probably at the heart of an issue like this, is that it taps into that need for people to also experience a miracle in their own lives.
It's very true. People need miracles. When you are desperate for something out of the ordinary to happen in your life, you then need a miracle, and you're willing to believe any miracle that someone of this nature comes up with. And that's why people are so gullible, and that's why these so-called religious leaders can take it to whatever level they want to take it to, because they know people are desperate. They know there's no controlling them. What's the worst thing that's going to happen to Pastor Kau now that he has done this? Absolutely nothing. The hands of everyone is tied. We need legislation. Lawyers have, doctors have, any profession in this country is regulated. We can't say they'll be regulated in heaven, they'll be regulated by the Bible. The truth is facing us squarely now. Parliament must pass legislation, empower the CRL to do what the CRL needs to do, empower religious leaders to do what they need to do, those that are sober-minded and staying within the doctrine, so that you can have a peer review committee that will sit down right now. Pastor Kau should be on suspension if everything was going according to plan, pending thorough investigations on this wild thing that he has put on the table for us.
Toko, you talk about what's the worst thing that might happen to him, and you're saying that's most likely nothing. But what's the best thing that might happen here? And of course, we've discussed it several times, just the amounts of money that charismatic churches like this do receive. We've heard about first fruits, this phenomenon where you're expected to give not a tenth of your salary, but in fact your first paycheck of the year as a donation in faith to organizations like that. So what's the best thing that might happen? Millions of rands, that's the answer.
The best thing that might happen right now is to look at taxation issues. But then, of course, because they're a non-profit organization, they're registered as non-profit, we've asked ourselves to say, try and find a solution for us on this one. But secondly, I think the more ridiculous they become, some of our people might start becoming like, seriously, is this what this is all about? But we're hoping that it makes us all desperate, including members of parliament, including government, that we all become desperate enough to say, let's push this legislation, let's sort this thing out once and for all.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks very much, as always, for your time here on the channel. That is Toko Mkhize. She is the chairperson for the Promotion and Protection of Cultural and Religious Rights.